Hi everyone, welcome back to our class. So today we are going to continue with our spreadsheet modeling. In the last class, we look at introduction to Excel mathematics, basic maths, and now we are into referencing in Excel. Today we are going to continue with our mathematical function, especially when it comes to issue of bracket. Excel also work with the PEMDAS rule or the BODMAS rule, as in some places, whereby the preference is given to parentheses, bracket, exponentiation, and the rest. For example, in mathematics, when you have equals to 2 times 3 plus 2 plus 6, so it will surprise you that when you have bracket in a different position, you will arrive at different answers. Okay, let's copy this same formula here now and put the parentheses here. Okay, let's increase this. So you see that each time you change the place where you're going to put the parentheses, you're going to get different answers. Okay, let's look at this question. We have the demand formula to be 100 minus 19, which is demand intercept minus slope, multiplied by the price, that is the demand. Also, we have the profit here. The profit will be price minus unit price multiplied by demand here. Now here we have the cost price and we have the selling prices. So let's calculate the profit. Here we have equals to, so the profit equals to the price minus unit cost. So you see that from here there is bracket. Open the bracket, and here we have the selling price minus the cost. Then you close parentheses, multiply by demand. Now our demand also has formula. We have equals to demand intercept minus slope multiply by the price, which is this. In this case, we are going to, this is separate formula on its own. This formula multiplied by this. I think I'm correct. Yes, this. Yeah. So we have enter. So we're going to have this as a formula, like I told you in the previous class. Now, the essence of modeling is this. Instead of typing the formula each time you need the formula, you're going to model this particular formula in a way that can be copied into different places. Let's see how we're going to do it. Now, let's look at the formula again. Here we have D11, which is 2 naira. Now, in copying this formula to this side or downward, we want Excel to maintain row 11, while D can change from D to E to F to G, I, and J. So what we're going to do now, we're going to fix 11 row. So here we have, let's look at the formula now. We want to fix 11 and leave D. Press your function F4 again. Now you see that the dollar sign is in front of 11. Let's leave that. Now we have cost, which is C12. C12, we're going to copy the formula from 12 to 13, in this case, to 14 to 15, which means the column C must remain fixed. So when you are copying the formula to the right side, it won't shift from C to D. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put dollar sign in front of C. Then we move to D. D7. So that means the D7 is a fixed cell. Both the column and the row must not change. So put function F4. That means we're going to put dollar sign in front of the row and the column. Also, we have D6. D6 is the 15. It's going to be fixed also, both row and column. Then we move to D11, which is our price. So this is going to change from D to E. When you copy, the prices are from D to J. So we're going to change from D, but the 11 must not change. So we're going to put dollar sign in front of the 11. Okay, good. Let's copy the formula now. So let's see where each formula reference to. Now start from here. You see that the price, each formula reference example, this is the selling price and as cost price here. Demand, the two demand, and the price. Same thing, if you come to this place, we have, so when we have 5 naira and the cost price under is 1 naira, we're going to have this profit. I hope you get this. The next thing now we are going to look at is this mini financial model. Now we have this income statement for 2018, 19, and 20. So we want to project for 2021 for the next 5 years. How do we go about this? First, I'm going to do is we have this information here to guide us. This it can vary from year to year, from company to company. But for the purpose of this question, this is what we have. Now we have our gross profit. Our growth rate. The growth rate should be as a percentage of previous year. So this is our revenue growth rate. Revenue. So we're going to have revenue equals to, okay, this is the base year. There's nothing to compare with. So here we have equals to this minus this, which is that is the growth. It is the difference, the increase in the turnover divided by the base year. We have to get the percentage of growth. So we have this 5% and 6% for the 2 years. Also, let's see the next thing here. We have the gross profit as a percentage of sales. We have equals to this gross profit as a percentage of sales as divided by this percent. So we have copy this formula here to here. So also we have admin and general margin. Yes, okay, margin as a percentage of to sales equals to, because these are entered in negative, so let's put negative so that we can have positive answer. Equals to this divided by our turnover. Mind you, we are going to use this formula because typing this all and on will give us, will waste our time. What I'm going to do is we're going to use absolute reference or mixed reference here. What I'm going to do is, you know that it's going to change from C to D to E, but it's not going to change from 8, which is revenue. It's not going to change. So we're going to fix the 8. This is going to put the last sign for the 8. Then C11 will change to C12 and C13. I think that is okay. Good. Okay. Now let's copy the formula. Control R and copy down. Control D. So you see that instead of typing the formula every time, what we're going to do is just use a single formula to arrive at what we want to do. Now, we already have what we want to do now. Now let's see, let's project for the coming years now. We want to project. In 2019 we have 5%, then we have 6%. What should be our projected sales for 2021? There are various ways that we can arrive at this, but indeed for the purpose of this class, we're going to use average. So let's see average. We're going to use equals to, open the bracket, this plus this bracket divided by 2. I can able to use this formula so that you can remember how to put bracket. You have to put the bracket at the right place to arrive at the proper answer. So that means we find the difference between the last 2 years to arrive at the projected sales for next year. So let's also compute this, right? That means we're going to have the average of the 2 previous years to arrive at the answers. Also, we have the growth rate, the gross profit as a percentage of sales. Okay, we have 14, 21, 15, 18 for the last 3 years. We're going to build our projection for 2021. Let's see, let's use average of the 3. So yeah, now we're going to use average formula. We will have used average formula here also. I just want to show you that you can also use your own formula. Average of, let's use the average of the 3 years. There's no fixed way of projecting. It depends on the information available and the policy of the company. So also we have here for all these years, let's say here we want to maintain 2%. Okay, let's find the average here. Let's use the average here. Control D, copy it down. That is the average. We to use average of the last 3 years, or we can also use average of last 2 years, like in this case. So here we want to maintain 3%. Let's want to maintain 3% here. So let's maintain 3%. We don't want increment in the percentage of other operating expenses. Now we have everything that we need. Let's populate our income statement. Now we have our sales now will be total sales plus the growth rate multiplied by the growth rate, which is 1 plus growth rate. That is 1.5%. Okay. Oh, 1 plus growth rate. Now next thing we have is our gross profit equals to this multiply by rate. This normal mathematical function which we already know. Here we're going to have equals to this percentage of sales. So we don't want this to change, so we're going to use absolute reference for F. F will change, 8 will not change. So I'm going to fix the 8 here, which is the sign out of 8. So we're going to use this, copy this down, Control D. The next thing is we're going to calculate our cost of sales, which is the revenue minus the gross profit. So equals to this minus this. In some cases, we may be given the percentage of cost of sales to sales. In that case, we're going to use the percentage of cost of sales to arrive at gross profit. But in this case, we were given gross profit already. So we're going to use gross profit to arrive at the cost of sales. So here, let's put all this in negative to his our summation. Okay, we're going to copy this down. Control D. Down. Then we have our formula here, which is the net profit. I'm going to copy this. Control R. Now we have everything we want here. Now we're going to do this. We're going to copy everything. Shift arrow to the right side. you put your control R. So you see, with this, we're able to project our operating profit for the next 5 years. I hope you enjoy the class. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask questions. Make sure you practice this. The more you practice, the more you know. Thank you for your time.